Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be discussing the 1996 golf comedy Happy Gilmore starring Adam Sandler. Now I felt today was the perfect time to talk about it. Happy Gilmore 2 has just recently hit Netflix, so I thought after 29 long years I might as well dust off the 96 film and see how the original plays today. Now, Happy Gilmore has a fairly simplistic plot, and we see Adam Sandler as a failed hockey player who is really worried about the foreclosure of his grandmother's home. And she's been put in an old people's home. He's kind of sad. His hockey career is nowhere. And he does have a tremendous hockey swing. And wouldn't you know it, Sandler winds up playing golf, and that long swing of his ends up working pretty well on the fairway. And before we know it, Happy Gilmore is becoming the toast of the golfing tournaments. So he has a knack for driving that ball long and fast. And the plot makes us believe that he's en route to win some big prize money and save his grandmother's home from foreclosure. So it's a simple, wacky plot, but somehow it worked back then in 1996. And looking at it today after watching, maybe 40 or so Adam Sandler comedies over the last 30 years, you sit back and you go, yeah, this movie is definitely one of Adam Sandler's best. But what Happy Gilmore had was a very fun cast. I think Julie Bowen as Gilmore's girlfriend was very sweet. And I also think having Carl Weathers there, Apollo Creed from the Rocky films, he added a lot of laughter in the movie. And even having Richard Kiel, Jaws from the Bond films, pop up with that nail, that was truly a load of fun as well. So what Happy Gilmore managed to do was pepper the supporting cast with a few familiar faces, and it really paid off and won you over. And the other name that I'll mention that actually came out of this film with a bit of an injection of popularity was Christopher McDonald as the villainous Shooter McGavin. Now, I think anyone who has seen the film would have to say that Chris McDonald nailed his role as Shooter, and as a result, he's become a bit of a pop culture favourite throughout the years. But really, prior to Happy Gilmore, Christopher McDonald was a working actor. He'd done a lot of stuff. He was in Grease 2. He was in Breakin' back in 1984. He was in Where the Boys Are. He was also in that spoof comedy, Fatal Instinct, that was a take on Basic Instinct. So he was a working actor, popping up in all sorts of things, from musicals to dramas to comedies, and he just found a little niche here in Happy Gilmore. He nailed the role and then went on to further success. So Happy Gilmore is kind of like an underdog sports movie, and reflecting on it now 29 years later, I just watched it the other night, I felt that it still supplied a lot of laughs. It was great seeing Adam Sandler so youthful again, and I think that supporting cast really helped pepper that world and gave us even more laughs. So I think Sandler and the supports played off each other ingeniously for that film, and I can understand why people in the 90s, it quickly became a favourite on the video circuit. So there's a lot of people out there that will have you believe that Happy Gilmore is one of the funniest movies ever. I don't think it is. I think it's a funny sports comedy, but I wouldn't rank it in the top 100 comedies of all time. I think people that throw it in there need to maybe see more comedies. But in terms of Adam Sandler's catalogue, this is easily top 10 Adam Sandler, possibly top 5 Adam Sandler. And he really fires on all cylinders in this film. He's youthful, he's outrageous, and he has a wacky energy. So Happy Gilmore is still a fun film to reflect on. It's not as funny today as it was in 96, but it does supply a certain level of laughter, and those supporting actors are just the icing on the cake. So really, if Adam Sandler's making movies for a streaming service, it's no surprise that he dug deep into the well, dragged out one of his best remembered films and took it for a second spin. So I can understand why Happy Gilmore 2 is a thing and why it exists. But as we all know, 29 years later, a sequel could suffer in comparison to an original that is much loved. So anyway, that does it for my little reflection on Happy Gilmore, but I will be back to talk about Happy Gilmore 2 and how I feel about whether it stacks up to the original. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again very soon.